Hi, welcome to Sawdust and Side Eyes. I'm Opa,
I'm Nana.
and we're here to show you a new tool that we got recently, and it's called the Precision Blower by Milwaukee. It's a nice small handheld tool, great for sitting on the bench, a table saw, just easy to pick up and go. Before we got this, we used to use this big thing, DeWalt battery-operated blower. It's fantastic. Love this thing.
It is heavy.
Oh, it's heavy, yeah, and it's also a little bit bulky when we're trying to, do some precision blowing, such as what this one's named. Some examples of what we use the blower for, at least the big one, we've always used it to just sweep out the shop. When we're done with all our projects or whatever, we'll open up the garage door and just blow out the shop. Of course, wearing a respirator, all that kind of stuff. Typically, I'll go inside and Nana loves using the blower, and she'll just blow everything out with a respirator on, and then the shop's nice and clean for the next project. So, there's times when we just want to do a quick cleanup so we can move on to the next thing, or we use it to perform maintenance on some of our equipment. One of those things is the batteries. So these batteries, as you know, have contacts on them, the chargers, where we plug them in. Sometimes those get a little dusty, not heavily, but what we use, we just use this because it's handy. Like I said, just sits right on the bench here or my table saw. And then just kind of blow out the contacts and everything where it's connecting to the battery charger. What's cool about this one is it does have a variable speed trigger on it. So you can start out really light if you want and go full blast up to like 570 miles per hour. So, but that's one area that we use it is on batteries and battery charges. What other places we use it?
The workbench. Especially if we're drilling, there's always shavings from the drilling, and you just want to move to the next thing. So you just blow out the hole and
or like I've seen you do it like when you're you're doing sanding or whatever, or sanding a project.
Oh, especially the corners.
Yeah, in the corners, it kind of builds up in there, whatever. But right before she'll, grab a tack cloth or something like that, if it's one of those projects where we want to do that, she takes the hand blower and just blows it off really quick, and then uses the tack cloth after that. So it's kind of handy for like a pre-clean almost. So Workbench. Another area that I like is I got a little tiny cart we built. It's called a handy cart. So like 3 shelves, sits on the casters, and it sits right next to my table saw. It's kind of like my little catch-all, if you will. Like I put my tape measure in there, my marking pencils, and other measuring things. Sometimes I store on the lower shelves like other items related to the table saw. But of course, being back next to the table saw, it'll fill up with sawdust and things like that. So again, this comes in handy. Go in there and you just start, blowing it down a little bit. Sometimes I don't want to go full blast because it might blow out some of the tools that I have in there. But that's another one. So battery, workbench, handy cart. What's another one?
Table saw.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially if you forget to use the dust extractor. The table saw gets really filled up and down in there where the blade is.
Yeah. A lot of times we try to go slow when we're working especially on the table saw, right? Trying to be safe and all that type of stuff. But for whatever reason, we'll just forget to turn on. We have a little remote even for the dust extractor. We'll forget. And of course, it just makes a big old mess. So table saw is a great one. And you talked about like even underneath in the cabinet. Yeah, we can go in there and clean up, blow out any kind of dust collection in there that's building up on the trunnions and things of that nature.
And that can be on any of the tools. The planer.
Oh, right.
The drum sander, you just quick blowout and it works.
Even the miter saw. Like we'll a lot of times our miter saw is on a mobile cart, basically. It's just one we can wheel out, and I can unfold it really quick and then do some cross cuts. But before I bring it all back in, we'll want to clean it off real quick, blow all the dust, all the sawdust off of it. So it's handy for that even.
Yeah, so our neighbors get a big poof of
Oh, they don't. It's
sawdust.
Not that bad. It's not like we have barrels of sawdust or anything.
No.
But yeah, so it's really handy for that. And one that we did even when we didn't have this one. A lot of times we end up with a bunch of sawdust all over our clothes, and we're like, oh, I don't want to bring that into the house, track that in. So we'll stand outside the garage, and then I'll put some safety glasses on, and and Nana would take this blower, this big one,
Yes.
and just blowing down, like, you know, it's just everywhere. But it gets all the dust off,
Does,
so that
it
makes
does.
it, you know, nice, but kind of funny to watch.
It doesn't go in the washing machine either, so.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, yeah, clogging up the wash machine. Who knows? But now we use this. You know, it's a little bit less. You know, this thing here is, you know, I forgot how many miles per hour, but it's a lot of volume behind it, right? But this makes it a little bit more pleasant in just removing all the dust and everything. So, yeah. So batteries, battery chargers,
Table saw,
workbench. Clothing, like we were saying, and of course all those other tools that we were talking about. You know, it's just a handy tool. Fits right on your. You can set it right on your workbench, like we have right here. Well, anyways, thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it maybe helped you think about other ways that you can keep your shop clean. So thank you, and we'll see you in the next one.